Hi Hans, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Meg and I am a flight attendant for a UK airline, and every month I post a roster reveal to let you all know where I'm going to be flying to for the following month. So today's video is going to be my January roster reveal. Excuse this look, I realise I look like I've just stepped out of the spa. I'm in Nairobi currently. Nairobi vlog will be coming after this video. It's the 28th of December, no, the 27th of December today. And I fly home tonight, and then I have plans until New Year's Day, pretty much, and that's when this video is going live. So I thought I'd better film it now because I'm not going to have time to film it when I get home, and I do need to have a nap, but I've just eaten loads of food, so I wanted my food to go down. So I thought now would be an ideal time to film my roster reveal. However, I am in a robe and my hair looks like this because I got wet today. It rained a lot. But I had the best day. You will see it in my Nairobi vlog. Anyway, excuse the appearance. I couldn't really be bothered to make myself look presentable. So this is my January roster reveal. Let's get into it. I'll start off, as always, by telling you what I bid for the month. I placed 4 bids for January. The first bid that I placed was to avoid there and backs. I place this bid every month just because there and backs aren't very fuel efficient for me, and obviously they're not as fun either. I bid for New Year's Day off, even though New Year's Eve was an available day, which it's actually not anymore. I thought if I do have to work and I finish like semi-early in the day, which I don't think I do, I think I finish at like 6 o'clock in the evening, but I've still got time when I get back. It's better than what I had last year, a Hurghada there and back. I said in my December roster reveal that my partner and I were planning on having a New Year's Eve party. We're not doing that now because we've just decided it's not very doable in our house at the moment. If any of you don't know, we've just moved house and there's stuff everywhere still, and it's just not in any state to be having a party in. So we're not doing it, but I still would quite like New Year's Day off, so I bid for that. I also bid for weekends in general off in January, because I always do this. Again, my boyfriend works Monday to Friday, and now that I go on trips, if I go away during the week and then have the weekend off with him, it's better than me going away on the weekend, coming back on a weekday, and then him being at work and me not seeing him. It just kind of gives us a bit more time together. And also now with the house and everything, weekends are going to be the time that we're going to be doing stuff like painting and things like that. So I bid for weekends off. And then I just placed a very generic trip bid for January. I thought I'd see where I got with it because I don't ever seem to get the bids for the like top destinations that I bid for, like the really most wanted destinations. So I just placed a bid for any trips that are 4 to 9 days in duration. I've heard of Prue doing this before, so I thought I would just see if it worked for me. And I have got some interesting trips on my roster from placing that bid. So I'll tell you what they are, shall I? So first of all, I will tell you that I did get New Year's Day off, so that was one bid achieved. Obviously, I do now have to work New Year's Eve. I've got a 4-sector day on New Year's Eve now, but I clear at like 6 in the evening, so I should hopefully be home by about 7:30, 8, and then I don't have to worry about sleeping for the next day because I've got the day off. So I can still celebrate with my other half in the evening if we want to. We'll probably just end up sat in front of the TV, drinking and watching TV, to be honest, but that sounds ideal to me. So very pleased I managed to get that off. And then I'm starting off the month of January with my first 5-day trip, technically my first. My Orlando ended up being a 5-day trip that I did at the end of September, but that was because of the hurricane. It wasn't supposed to be one. So this is my first rostered 5-day trip. And unfortunately, not unfortunately, the destination, it's a Hong Kong, basically. It's a 5-day Hong Kong. However, we're not allowed out of our hotel. It is hotel confinement, which is kind of annoying. I would have loved to have gone out in Hong Kong. I'm still kind of hoping that the rules will change before I go, but I literally go in like less than a week. So, well, when you're watching this, I go the day after. So yeah, they're probably not going to change between now and next week, but I'm hoping, fingers crossed, because I would love to go out in Hong Kong. But yeah, it's hotel confinement. So I'm probably not going to vlog it just because I'm not going to do anything. Like the only thing I'll be doing is going to the gym, ordering room service and watching TV. Like I won't be allowed out, so I just don't think it would be a very interesting vlog. However, if between now and when I go the rules change and we're allowed out, then I will 100% vlog it, of course. I just don't think a hotel confinement vlog would be very interesting. I did vlog my Orlando when I was pretty much hotel confinement, but I was planning on vlogging that before we got stuck there and before we got confined to the hotel. So, and also I did that to kind of show what happens, like how you can get stuck somewhere basically as crew, whereas with Hong Kong it's like just not as much of an interesting story. Basically, you're just still not allowed out in China if you're not a resident there. But I'm very excited to be ticking a new country off my list, and I'm very excited to eat some Chinese food in China because I love Chinese. They are, I believe, 8 hours ahead of us in time. I think it's 8 hours. So I report like mid-afternoon on day 1, and then we get there on day 2 again mid-afternoon, but it will feel like the morning for me because they're 8 hours ahead. When I get there, I can't lie to you, I will probably get straight to my room, have a shower, order some room service and go to sleep, because by the time I've done all that, it will probably be a reasonable time to go to sleep. And obviously I won't have slept properly through the night because I'll be working through the night. I don't know, I'm probably going to be a bit all over the place in terms of timings on that trip. Day 3 is then our clear day, so that's a day where you don't travel, so you wake up in that destination and you go to sleep in that destination. Would be amazing if I could go and do something fun, but I can't. And then on day 4 we don't report until like quite late at night, so day 4 is pretty much a whole day there as well, which is why it's so upsetting that I can't go out. But anyway, we move. I'll still have some nice me time. There is a crew room as well, which we can go and socialise in if we want to. And then on day 5, we arrive back early morning, and that trip is on a 787-9, which is the -9 and the -8 are my 2 favourite aircraft to fly on. I'm very happy to be flying on that aircraft again. Hello. I made this quick because as you can probably tell, I can't really speak very well. Today's New Year's Eve and I'm not at work. Unfortunately, I've come down with a horrid flu-y cold, so I had to call in sick for today. When you call in sick, they take you off for the next 4 days. So at present, I'm not on my Hong Kong either. I mean, I don't know if I'm even going to be well enough to do it if I did still have it anyway. So it's maybe a blessing. I'm not too disappointed because I obviously couldn't go out and do anything. But yeah, right now, I don't know what I might end up doing on the first week of January. I'm going to leave my roster reveal as it is. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to Hong Kong anymore. So I'm not very well. Can barely even get words out right now. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the roster reveal. As it stands, everything else is still happening and is still in place. I then have my days off, and I then have a destination that I've actually been to twice before, and it is Boston. And I have no complaints about this. I love Boston. I went there once at the end of October, and then I've literally just got back from there last week, just before Christmas. I got called off of my standby block to go to Boston, which, again, if you watch my previous roster reveal, I had a 4-day block of standby the week leading up to Christmas, and the first day I got called off of airport standby for a there and back, and then on the second day I got called off of home standby for a 3-day Boston. I didn't do a lot. I just went and got my acai bowl that I always go and get in Boston, and that was it really. It was quite cold, so I didn't really want to stay out all day. But I am going back to Boston, and again, I'm probably not going to vlog it purely because 1, I don't have much planned, 2, I've literally just done a Boston vlog. Not just, but at the end of October, I posted a Boston vlog. I feel like I don't want to be too repetitive on my channel. Like, I don't want to be constantly vlogging the same destinations. I've already vlogged New York 3 times, so I don't want to just do the same thing constantly, if you know what I mean. If I decide that I have major plans for Boston, like eventually I do want to go to Harvard, but I don't know if I've got enough time to do it on this trip. If I do end up doing that, then I will vlog it, but for now, again, I'm probably not going to vlog it just because I've been recently and I don't have much planned. So, but the next time I go to Boston and I go to Harvard or I go to Salem, those are 2 things that I want to do when I go to Boston. I will vlog those, but I don't think I'm going to vlog this one. So I actually get there like mid-afternoon, which is earlier than I got there last time. The last one I did, not the last one I did, but the one that I did that was rostered, we were 2 hours delayed, so I got there really late at night. And actually I got there quite late at night when I went last week as well, so this is a bit of a change. So I've got like the whole afternoon and evening there, and then I report to go back about 27 hours I've got there, and then we report to go back home to Heathrow, and then I clear early morning on day 3. And that Boston trip is on a 777-300, so it's a very long aircraft. After my Boston, I then have my days off, which is a mixture of my days off after Boston and annual leave. It is my boyfriend's birthday on the 15th of January, so I booked annual leave back when I first joined for his birthday, so that I was off for his birthday. Also, my sister-in-law is currently pregnant, and she's due on the 16th of January. So if she is on time or like a couple of days early, I have those days off to go home and meet my new nephew for the first time, which is really nice, timed very nicely. But knowing my luck, he'll be born on my boyfriend's birthday, and then I'll have 2 birthdays on the same day. Anyway, that's that nice little round of days off there. And then after that, I actually have quite an interesting block, which I am going to vlog because it's a mixture of like lots of different things. So it's a 6-day block, which is the longest block I've had. Day 1 is my club training. So for any of you that don't know, at my airline, when you first join, you are only trained to work in Traveller and Traveller Plus, which is basically economy and premium economy. And then after 6 months, which it pretty much is exactly 6 months for me, you're trained in Club World, but sometimes it can take longer. And then after a year or longer, you can be trained in First. So yeah, very excited to get my Club World training. It just means that I have more of an option of where to work on the aircraft. I can work in a different cabin rather than always being in the same one. So very excited for that. And I have 2 days of that. So day 1 and day 2 are pretty much exactly the same. I'm not sure yet whether I'm in the academy for both days or whether it's just 1 in the academy and 1 virtual day. But yeah, 2 days of Club World training, very excited. And then on day 3, I have a Valencia there and back. Not too early a report, but the finish time basically is a rubbish time to be driving on the M25 home. I'm then in the next day quite early. So I'm thinking, and I haven't booked this yet, so it's not definite, but I think I might get a hotel that night, just because by the time I actually get home, I'll only just have time to kind of go shower and go to bed. And then I'll have to get up really early the next day to go to Heathrow again. Whereas if I stay in a hotel, the travel time isn't as long, and I don't have to get up anywhere near as early the next day because I'll be near the airport. So I might book like a Premier Inn or something for that night, but I haven't done it yet, so. And then on day 4, I have a 3-sector day. I have a Hanover there and back, and I then have a Dublin night stop. So when I first saw this, I got my roster like midway through December. I got it when I was in Newark, actually. I think I mentioned it in my vlog. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, I'm going back to Dublin, because I was due to go to Dublin twice in December. However, if you watched my Lyon vlog, you'll know that I didn't end up going because our Lyon flight got cancelled. So I ended up in Lyon for 2 nights instead of 1, and ended up not going to Dublin at all. So this will actually be my first time to Dublin now. At their like afternoon time, so I'll have time to kind of go out and get a nice dinner somewhere. I do then have quite an early report the next day, so I probably won't stay up too late. And then the next day I have a 2-sector day, so I come back to Heathrow from Dublin, and I'm then going to Larnaca in Cyprus for the night. Again, another night stop. I've never been to Cyprus, so very excited. I don't think it's hot at this time of year, but I could be wrong. To be honest, I don't have enough time there to sunbathe anyway. I get there like mid-evening, and then I leave early morning the next day, so I'll pretty much just be having dinner and going to bed again. But this is why I wanted to vlog this block, because I've got so many different, like, I've got 2 night stops, I've got potentially a night in a hotel at Heathrow because of a late finishing there and back versus an early starting. I've also got my Club World training, which obviously I can't vlog in the training academy, but I'll be able to vlog in the morning and in the evening afterwards and let you all know how it went. And on day 6, I just have 1 sector back from Larnaca, which, to be honest, is a long enough sector. Like, I'll be done by that point. I'll be so tired. And that is the end of my 6-day block. Very interesting one. So yeah, that one's going to be like a week in the life of cabin crew again. I just thought it'd be quite an interesting vlog. And since I haven't yet vlogged any of the trips in January, I thought that would be a good one to vlog. Let's have a look at what aircraft I'm on. Probably 320. So my Valencia, yep, is on a 320. My Dublin is on a 320, and my Larnaca is on a 320. So anyway, I then have my days off after that 6-day block, and then I have my final trip of the month, another new destination, and it is a 3-day Toronto in Canada. I was literally just saying to someone before I got my roster, I've done so many US trips since being at BA, but I've not been to Canada once, and I really want to go. So I'm very excited to be going. It's going to be absolutely freezing when I go. So I actually might have to bite the bullet and buy a case that I can check in, because there's no way I'm going to fit my winter coat in my carry-on bag. I'm very excited to be going to Canada, another new country to tick off my list. I get there like mid-afternoon, and I have about 26 hours there, which is nice. If anyone knows of anything to do in Toronto, do let me know. And you'll be pleased to know that I am going to be vlogging this trip because it's a new destination. Hopefully I'll do something relatively interesting for you all. That one is on a 777-200, but it is actually the same one that we've come out to Nairobi on, and it's the one that's got bunks, which is really nice. But yeah, Very excited to have some new destinations on my January roster. They're all new destinations, to be honest, apart from Boston, but all of my trips and my night stops are all new destinations. So very happy actually that my bid worked out in my favour. Just wanted to see what I would get, like see what type of variety I would get, and I'm very happy with it. So that is it. That is my January roster, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. As I said, my next video will be my Nairobi vlog. Other than that, in January, there won't be any other travel vlogs other than my Nairobi one, because by the time I have filmed and edited my 6-day week in the life of cabin crew, January will be over. That will be a February video, and so will Toronto's vlog. But I do still have some exciting videos coming in January. I am going to film a house Q&A because I got a lot of questions about buying a house, so I'm gonna film that probably when I'm in Hong Kong actually, because I'll be bored. So that will be coming in January. I'm also gonna finish my story time that I have left on a cliffhanger yet again. Obviously my February roster reveal as well. So there will still be some travel content in January, but just not as much as there has been lately. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening or whatever time of day it is where you are. And I'll see you in my next video.